As a matter of fact, in World War II, 97% of all life did not go extinct, did it? You know, some people worried about, when the bomb went off, that it would cause a nuclear winter. An ice age global-wide didn't happen. As much as Hitler hated the Jewish people, they did not go extinct like the Neanderthal, did they? And when the Third Reich fell, there wasn't 30 years of war that raged across Europe, like when Rome fell. In other words, folks, things are getting better. Dramatically better. Now, sure, our expectations have risen also. Like right now, animals have rights. Back here, you women didn't have any rights. You were animals. You were property. You understand? Things are getting better, dramatically better. And you should expect it to get even better. Go ahead. That little bit of dissatisfaction is worth it. So this all is accelerating, going up. And it's going by stages. And it's getting faster and faster and faster. Now remember 2 million years ago, we picked up this tool called the mind? Well, we're going to have a little bit of problem with that thing. And I want to talk about that right now. The mind. The mind is a tool. And it's a tool that consciousness uses to distinguish similarities and differences between things. Okay? It is a tool, like a hammer or a saw. A carpenter doesn't think that he's his hammer. Well, not most of them. I know some guys that think they're their car, but that's not true. Some people think that they are their mind. Get over that right away. You are not your mind or any of your thoughts. If you do hold to that, you're going to be in big trouble, and I'm going to show you. See, the mind, you don't hear about this in school either. You especially don't hear about this kind of information. I took psychology classes, and no one in college ever talked to me about the flicker frequency. You ever heard of it? Flicker frequency? The reason you haven't heard of it is because this flicker frequency is very, very important in subliminal advertising, which of course you would never have experienced yourself. The mind works on a series of pictures. Well, special effects people know all about this. The flicker frequency. The flicker frequency is 24 frames per second. That's how fast your mind works. Your mind has a speed limit. Your mind can only think 24 thoughts in 1 second. It can only make this action 24 times per second. So it goes like a flip card strip. Here's a ball, and the ball's coming, and it's coming, and it's coming, and it bounces here, boom, and it looks like this. And then here it comes again, and it's going to bounce again. Right? That's how the mind actually works. Has anybody here been in an accident? Well, I don't want to bring up bad times, but something that was really dangerous. I mean, you could have died. And did you see time slow down when you were in that accident? Yeah? Okay. Anybody see it go to stop motion? That was serious. What you just witnessed, and for those, maybe some of you kind of have that, and maybe not. I'm telling you, and you guys, I'll bet you will confirm it, these were peak experiences in your life. You still clearly remember exactly what happened, don't you? Oh, yeah. And the reason that was so powerful an experience is because it was a demonstration that you are not your mind. That your consciousness is not limited to how fast this thing works. Very powerful information. This flicker frequency, 24 frames per second, is as fast as your mind can work. The mind is a tool supposed to do a job of seeing the similarities and differences so that you can make decisions concerning your survival. Now, when the mind, which is a self-preservating mechanism, when the mind understands that it can't do its job or it's not adequately able to make good decisions about your future, it's got a built-in, evolved-in safety override. A safety override system. And it goes in stages. The first stage of that safety override is called stress. When your mind is not sure of what's coming, it sends your body a signal. This is your walk away response. You're supposed to get up and walk away. Animals have this down really good. A dog will smell something weird and just get up and leave. Us, on the other hand, we have had parents and teachers and now employers who would not have us just get up and walk away, right? So we have adapted to stress. As a matter of fact, stress is a character evaluation on you. How much stress can you handle? That's right. Because if you could handle more stress, you'd go further up the corporate ladder. That's really what the glass ceiling is on each person, is how much stress can you handle?
I was just going to say that most disability companies no longer have stress as a reason for being away from work. You cannot get that coverage anymore.
Right.
As of 2 years ago.
Meanwhile, doctors, the AMA proclaims that 80% of everything that goes wrong with your body begins with stress. Stress is such an epidemic proportion that all the benefits that used to be afforded to workers for stress have been cut off. Everybody's got stress. It's a pandemic. Now you guys kind of have a clue as to why. You know, if you make a telephone call, you're hooked up to computers that are making something like 4 to 5 billion decisions per second. Your mind is doing 24. Consciousness is moving at least 5 billion decisions per second. You understand that consciousness is as fast as you can realize? So now we're talking about nanoseconds, which is 1/1,000th of a second. I mean 100,000th of a second. Wow. Consciousness has just sped away from your mind. It used to be when this territory was settled, The people who settled it built everything in their house. From the foundation to the floor, to the windows, to the bunk bed, to the chairs, the tables, everything they built with their own hands, didn't they? Except maybe the pump and the skillet. Everything else, they built it.